Hello Bookish friends, welcome to another Bookish Talk video. In today's Bookish Talk video, I'm going to do a special video about the Readathon that will start very soon, the Christie's Missing Readathon. I'm co-hosting this Readathon with Naomi and Rachael. Today's video is sort of like a continuation of a video that I did a year ago, which was titled Agatha Christie 101, Where to Start with Agatha Christie. And today we have another Agatha Christie 101 video in which I will talk about the detectives of Agatha Christie. I will start with the detective that has appeared the least, and of course end with the detective that Agatha Christie wrote about the most. Our first detective is James Parker Pyne. James Parker Pyne is a retired government employee who considers himself to be a detective of the heart. Advertising his services in the personal column of the Times, he works alongside his secretary, Miss Lemon, novelist Ariadne Oliver, handsome lounge lizard Claude Rutrell, and disguise artist Madeleine de Serra. Christie wrote 14 short stories about Parker Pyne. The first 12 cases were originally collected in Parker Pyne Investigates, but later editions contain 14 short stories. The remaining 2 short stories were first included in the collections titled Problem at Pelensa Bay and The Regatta Mystery. The second protagonist of Agatha Christie is Harley Quin. He was one of Agatha Christie's favorite characters. First appearing in a collection of short stories in 1930, The Mysterious Mr. Quin, Harley appeared in a total of 14 short stories again. Both the character and the name of Harley Quin are derived from the famous historical Harley Quin clown. Quin appears and disappears without warning, and due to the tricks of the light, his clothes often appear multicolored and bright. Harley Quin's stories have a supernatural and spiritual nature, combining the traditional mystery puzzle with a hint of magic and fairy tale. This magician-like detective and his elderly assistant, Mr. Satterwhite, focus on righting the wrongs of the law, resolving marital disputes, preventing tragic suicides, and reuniting estranged lovers. Next detective is the detective that I will be the captain of in this readathon, who is Colonel Johnny Race. He is a highly intelligent ex-army colonel who had a stint as a leader of counterintelligence division of the British spy agency MI15. He is immensely rich, having inherited the fortune of Sir Lawrence Earlsley. He is known for his patience, composure, and ability to detect facts without anyone else noticing. Although rather conventional in his deductive thought process, he has an exceptionally open mind regarding the possibilities and theories. And while he is amazed by some of the deduction Poirot makes, he never doubts or discounts them. The colonel stars as a detective in 4 of Christie's books. 2 with his good friend Poirot, and 2 by himself, which are Man in the Brown Suit and Sparkling Cyanide. The next detective that I will talk about is Superintendent Battle. He is notable for his stolid good sense and careful management of information as a case proceeds. He relies in part on the public notion that police detectives are stupid or unimaginative when he has a good idea of just what is happening, and his mustache is impressive, even to Hercules Poirot. Battle is in many respects typical of Christie's police officers, more careful and intelligent than the police officers of early detective fiction, who had only served as foils for the brilliance of the amateur sleuth. Battle appears in 5 novels. In the last book of the series, Towards Zero, we learn that he has a wife and 5 children. In the Hercules Poirot novel, The Clocks, secret agent Colin Lamb is heavily implied to be the son of the now retired Battle. And we have a detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence. Their full names are Thomas Beresford and his wife Prudence. In the first book, her surname was Cawley. They first appeared in Christie's The Secret Adversary in 1922, the second book that Christie wrote. They started out their career in search of adventure and money, shrewd, profitable, and very exciting. Unlike many other recurring detective characters, including the better-known Christie detectives, Tommy and Tuppence aged in time with the real world, being in their early 20s in The Secret Adversary and in their 70s in Postern of Fate. As they age, they are revealed to have raised 3 children, twins Deborah and Derek, and an adopted daughter Betty. Throughout the series, they employ a man named Albert, who first appears as a lift boy who helps them in The Secret Adversary. In Postern of Fate, Beresford also own a small dog named Hannibal. Tommy and Tuppence appear in 5 books, 4 novels, and a short story collection. The last book in the series, Postern of Fate, is significant because it is the last book written by Agatha Christie. And next we have Ariadne Oliver. Ariadne Oliver, like Christie, is a crime fiction novelist, the creator of the fictional Finnish detective Sven Jarsson, and a friend of Hercules Poirot. Although Ariadne Oliver is consistently referred as Mrs. Oliver, nothing is known about her husband. Christie was quoted as saying, "I never take stories from real life, but the character of Ariadne Oliver does have a strong dash of myself." Mrs. Oliver often assists Poirot in his cases through her knowledge of the criminal mind. She often claims to be endowed with particular feminine intuition, but it usually leads her astray. She is particularly fond of apples, which becomes a plot point in the novel. She appears in 8 novels. First appeared in Parker Pyne short story collection, Parker Pyne Investigates, and she appeared in 6 horror novels, and her only solo work is Pale Horse. We have Miss Marple in the second place, of course. Jane Marple, as the canny village spinster, was one of Agatha Christie's favorites. It is believed that she created Miss Marple because Agatha Christie was bored of Poirot, who had become tiresome to her. Miss Jane Marple is a spinster living in a typical English village, St. Mary's Mead. She was partly based on the character Caroline Shepherd in The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and partly on various friends of her grandmother. Jane had a wealth of experience of people, how they behave and how they think. Because she lived in an English village and being immersed within it, claimed that nothing could surprise her as she has seen it all. Miss Marple's powers of deduction usually involved in an element of intuition and focus on the psychology of the people. She was a keen observer of human nature and had a healthy interest in gossip. She is very polite and good-mannered, yet with a keen sense of ruthlessness and higher moral standards. Marple often blended into the background, sitting there with her knitting, yet hearing and observing everything and everyone. Marple appears in 12 novels, first being Murder at the Vicarage and last being Sleeping Murder. Sleeping Murder was actually written in 1940s and kept locked to be published after Christie's death. She was also featured in 8 short story collections. And in the first place, of course, we have Hercules Poirot. He is a retired Belgian detective with a wealth of knowledge from his time in the police force. He is therefore highly respected and has close links with Scotland Yard. Poirot is logical, methodical, and rational in his solving of the crimes. Agatha Christie's decision to make Hercule Poirot a Belgian was partly due to the presence in her district of a large number of Belgian refugees. But she also wanted a character in whom we could sympathize and empathize with. Belgium was at the time occupied by Germans. She succeeded in ensuring a both a certain degree of sympathy as well as eccentricity when compared to his English counterparts. Poirot inspired every confidence in the reader that he would uncover the identity of the murder and the circumstances of the death. So you are willing to go along with him and trust in his abilities. In the later novels, he relied less on a detailed examination and focused more on an understanding of both the victim and the murderer, their circumstances and their psychology. Although Agatha Christie was soon tired of Poirot, the public loved him. He appeared in 33 novels, 56 short stories, and 1 play. He was first featured in The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is also Christie's first novel, and last seen in Curtain, another book written in 1940s, and it is the last book to be published during Agatha Christie's lifetime. Upon his death, Poirot was the only fictional character to have an obituary on the front page of the New York Times. So I tried to give as much information as I can about the recurring protagonist in Agatha Christie's works. To be honest, I really like every work that Agatha Christie writes. Some are of course better, but it's really hard for me to be objective about her. But I can say that if you like methodical and rational type of crime solving, you will like the books featuring Hercules Poirot, Connell Race, and Superintendent Battle. If you like to know more about the psychology of the killer and the victim, you will enjoy Miss Marple series, Parker Pyne short stories, and the books featuring Ariadne Oliver. If you like a touch of supernatural in your work, you will like Harley Quin short stories. And last but not least, if you like adventure books with a touch of mystery, I think you will love Tommy and Tuppence series. So please comment down below who is your favorite Agatha Christie protagonist. Mine is Jane Marple, but I also really do find Hercule Poirot very interesting. If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose intuition. Intuition means sezgi in Turkish, and sezgi is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.